Hello from Highlands Hammock State Park here in Central Florida.
Sebring, Florida.
Oh, Sebring, Florida. Well, It's kind of in the middle of the state. Okay, so anyway, here we are, first time, and I got to tell you something. This place has speed tables. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
When we're coming in, they had speed tables. We didn't know what they were. They're speed bumps, actually.
Yeah, they're speed bump that...
So be careful on your ride in.
Yes.
When you're pulling a trailer, especially.
Yes.
Hey, we're excited about seeing this place today because they have some old growth hammock trees that we are interested in taking a look at, and they have many boardwalks and paths through the forest. Also,
an alligator, so we got to keep our eyes open.
A highlight for me will be, this is the Florida State Parks has their CCC Museum here, so we'll be checking out the CCC Museum. Hey, you come along, take a walk with us. We're going to have a great time today. Alrighty, this is how it's laid out. As soon as you come in the park, they off to the left, they've got an area here that has the inn. It has the CCC Museum. It has over here behind me, you can see it has the camp store and just general picnic areas. The thing is they have these tram tours that go out in the perimeter of the park. And so we looked into this. There's only one seat available. So what we decided to do was, since dogs weren't allowed, Nancy's going to stay back with Herky. I'm going to purchase a ticket for $12 for the tram tour, and I'm going to take that, and she's going to stay back with Herky. So that's what we're doing right now. She's in there buying the tickets, but I just wanted to show you how things are laid out here in the park. I failed to mention that right behind me is an amphitheater or a stage. So tonight there's going to be a blues concert here, and people will set their lawn chairs out. I think it's $10 for the concert tonight. We will not be attending. I'm still struggling through my hearing issues. I've lost a big portion of my hearing, so going to a concert paying $10 just wouldn't work out, and so we decided we're not going to do that. But hey, definitely would check that out if I was in this area and could hear correctly. So anyway, let's continue on. Before we go into the CCC Museum, I just wanted to pause here and take a look at this statue. The statue here commemorates the 238 CCC members that perished building parks in central and southern Florida when a hurricane passed through. I believe it was 1938, I believe. I'm not quite sure on the date, but anyway, this statue commemorates that. So just want to pause here before we go in and show you that, just commemorating those who lost their lives to the CCC. So like the sign says here, this camp was established in 1934 and went all the way to 1942. So it was established for a long time. They were building a lot of parks and that in southern and central Florida. So as the sign says, Highlands Hammock State Park, it's big CCC area. So we're going to run inside and take a look at the museum.
Formed a work program back during the Great Depression I'm proud to say I was a part of. This museum's been created to tell you about the Civilian Conservation Corps and about the young men whose lives were changed by being a part of it. That CC camp was about the most exciting thing I'd ever seen. Have a look inside my shed. It's full of memories from that time.
Wow, this is something I've not seen. This is a map of the United States, and each pen represents a camp, a CCC camp. So if you look on here, of course, there's a few down in Florida. Of course, I'm from Indiana, and they show all the all the CCC there. I'm familiar with a lot of those. We've been there. A lot of them look all out through the west and everything. It's really cool. So the lady just told me that the CCC is credited for planting 6 billion trees. So it's quite amazing the fact that they call that Roosevelt's Tree Army. So cool. Look at this. Just gives you the size of the scope of this project. Hey, look at this. This depicts a day in the life of a CCC worker. You can see they got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and they did calisthenics by 6:30, breakfast at 6:45, taps at 10:15. I bet that they were tired. They probably didn't have any problem making people go to bed about 11 o'clock, but I thought they worked 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, so good training for work life. This display shows you what the camp life would have been like. Each person had their own little foot locker, and they stored all their stuff in there, and then just rows of beds in the dormitories. So, man, I guess in the winter, that guy that slept next to the stove had it made, and the guy that was the furthest away, I bet he was cold. Or could have been the other way, but could have been too hot by the stove. But yeah, fun stuff to look at. Okay, I caught back up with Nancy. She was sitting outside with Herky.
Herky and I have been here sitting on this bench.
This museum is very well done. It's probably
better than the one you went to in West Virginia? Oh, no.
It's way up there on my list. Had a great movie in there and all the displays. So much to look at. I
Here's
highly recommend
something funny,
this.
though. I'm getting ready to take Ed's picture by the Iron Man that's out here. And when we were in West Virginia, I took a picture of him by the Iron Man. He has the same shirt on. Look at this. So Ed's convinced me to take one of the trails. I'm afraid of alligators. We have Herky, so I'm really got my eyes peeled open. We are on the Fern Trail, and we just found out that this is Florida's very first state park in 1930 something. I forget. Anyway, it's beautiful here, and these trees are amazing. Come on, we're going to take you on this trail with us.
We are really impressed by all these boardwalks. This is really nice because you can walk through the forest without disturbing anything being planted there. But you can see it's a really nice area, and the trees are amazing. We've never seen anything like this. We just completed the Fern Trail.
Woohoo!
The trails are really short, and they basically crisscross between two roads that are on the scenic loop of the park. So
they're a boardwalk, mainly in the shade.
Right, so they're not strenuous at all. So you could, if you have accessibility issues, there would be no problem at all.
I'm doing it in sandals. I know that surprises you.
So it takes you over the swamp, and you can take a look at the trees. So yeah, we've really enjoyed this walk. There's several walks like this through the park. Can't show you all of them because it's pretty much just trees, but it's still enjoyable. Let's head on back to the van and continue on with the scenic loop drive of the campground, of the
Park.
Of the park.
I'll help him out.
All right.
Few things you may need to know. The bike rental place is right here next to what they call the inn, but there's no rooms. Anyway, $5 an hour to rent a bike. The wood lot is right there. And in the store, they have delivered every day fresh orange juice and all kinds of candy and other goodness that is made right here in this town that you can come here and buy. So anyway, and you also get your tickets here for the trolley. They're $12 a piece, and it takes you around the old part of the park that you can't get to anymore. Check it out.
Alrighty, here we are. Nancy went ahead and went back to the campsite, and I am lined up here for the 2 o'clock tram ride through the old part of the park. From what they say, that the only way you can access this is by this tram tour. So I don't know what my seat's gonna look like. Hope I can get this filmed, but I'm gonna take you guys with me. I hope it's enjoyable.
Two of the first settlers in the park were both the Skippers and the Islands. And what they did is they came in. There were some areas that were already cleared by Hooker, but they cleared more areas and they planted citrus in here. Does everybody know that citrus is not native to Florida? It came over from Asia with the Spaniards and was planted here. It is one of the few invasives that we can say we have in Florida. We're grateful for, because it's probably the largest source of agriculture, or one of the largest sources we have. What you're seeing here is one of the original orchards that was planted by the Skipper family. And what they did is in the early 2000s, they decided to come in and recreate this. So they
One of the things we talk about on this northern stretch is ecotones. Ecotones are where a difference in elevation, sometimes just a couple inches or a few inches, make the difference on the...
That's Natalie.
That's Natalie.
See the babies laying there?
There's many babies around her. See, there's a baby down there. There's several up on the bank right there.
I see 2 or 3.
They camouflage pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
It's right. There's a, see the stick that's in the middle?
The stuff that's on her back
Yeah.
isn't something she bought at Dick's Sporting Goods or
Do you see 'em?
Cabela's.
Yellow stripe?
It's from her coming out of what little water's left here, and it gets stuck on her back, and they can't shake like a dog, so it's stuck on her back.
That was really enjoyable. So that tram that we were just on took me around the perimeter of the park, and the perimeter of the original park. I struggled a little bit with the narration, being able to hear, but the scenery was great. Seen a lot of alligators and birds, and met a couple nice people. It was fun. I couldn't video when we were talking because I was having difficulty hearing, but I hope you enjoyed the tram ride. I would say if you come here, it's well worth the $12 to take a ride on the tram and get some information, especially some historical information on the park. So as Nancy said, this is Florida's first state park, and man, this is well done. This is really a nice park with these walking trails and everything. So I'm walking back to the camper now from the tram tour, see what Nancy and Herky are up to. So on down the road here. Okay, made it back to the campground, and Nancy and I are working on supper. We are having tacos tonight. Nancy's cutting up the lettuce and tomatoes, and I'm frying up the meat right now.
Warming it up. It's been cooked.
Yeah, we pre-cooked it. We went ahead and we've had it in our freezer in the van for a little while, so just kind of breathing new life into it here.
With our handy dandy
On the old
doodad.
Blackstone. On the old
Well,
Blackstone.
and this you got from your cousin for Christmas.
Yeah.
That is fabulous.
My cousin gave me this thing here that you can put on your Blackstone to hold the heat in, and also it keeps the moisture from escaping. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna get going on this, and we'll catch up with you guys in just a minute.
As the sun goes down on our time here at Highlands Hammock State Park here in Florida. If you have not been to this park, if you live in Florida or you're coming to Florida, put this on your list. It's an amazing park, and it's been hopping here today.
We have had an exciting, fun-filled today. There is plenty to do here.
Yeah.
I would suggest that if you come, bring your bikes, because there's more you can do if you have a bicycle.
Yes.
We don't have one.
And make sure when you get here to sign up for that tram.
Hey, thanks to everybody that's watched our video today and watches every Sunday. We really appreciate you all coming along on our journey as we spend about 10 months in our camper this year. So, hey, thanks for following along. We're headed down the road. We are actually headed towards the Everglades now. So we'll catch you on next Sunday. Bye now.
Bye.